Hello students, so I'm here to talk about the course requirements and our course structure. You will notice on page 1 that here are some brief information statistics about our course. Our course, this is a fall B session course. It takes place from October 11th to December 1st. I am teaching 2 sections of this course. I am Paulette Stevenson. My office hours in person at ASU main campus is 12 to 2 on Wednesdays. In my office, that is in Ross Blakely Hall, 205 AA. I also have online office hours from 12 to 2 on Thursday. Email is the absolute best way to get a hold of me. I have a Skype account. In terms of visiting me in office hours, I ask that you send me an email. The face-to-face office hours, I will be there, but if you send me an email, I'm able to look out for you a little bit more. So send me an email a day in advance and say, hey, I'm planning on stopping in your office hours at 1. The online office hours we have to set up. So you need to, hey, I need to ask you a more detailed question. Can we Skype about it? And I'll say, sure, I'm available Thursday at 1. Does that work for you? And you'll say, yay, I am too. And then I'll go, what's your Skype? And we go back and forth on that. So that's fine. I'm also available more than this or around different time frames. So I tell students email is the absolute best way to get a hold of me. Send me an email. Let me know what's up, why you want to meet, where you want to meet, when you want to meet. So here are requirements. So our course is taught entirely through Schoology, not Blackboard, okay? If you're here, you know all about it. You've signed up for Schoology. But just know we're not going back to Blackboard. So set up the Schoology site as you would. There's ways to set up reminders and email things and putting together, your own little avatar and everything. So set it up, get that going. We will also, this is our course YouTube channel. Twice in the semester, as discussion leaders, you will post content on this course YouTube channel. So this is our username, this is our password. Do not change any of it. You do not have access to changing it. If you change any of it, you mess it up for literally 100 of my students. So if you have a problem getting on there, send me an email before you try to change the password. We do have a book required. It is Everything's an Argument. It is the brief edition. So it is a super cheap book by standards of textbooks, but it is required for our course. The other requirements that you need are access to MyASU, access to Schoology, access to Google Docs in MyASU. So if you have another Gmail account, that's great, but we, for FERPA reasons and for privacy reasons, we are using Google Docs through your ASU account, okay? So if you ever get into a weird situation where it says you don't have access to it, look and see which Google Doc account you are signed into. If you're not signed into your ASU account, that's the one that you have access to. An email account linked to MyASU and Schoology that is checked daily. A 7.5-week online English 102 class means that the work is constant. I love it. I love teaching this format of class. I like to it gets us in and laser focus on there, but it does take a pretty significant time commitment. You also need a Netflix account or access to a Netflix account for viewing a documentary. Daily access to a computer or the internet, a webcam or recording device. Most of our computers are totally fine. Your phone is okay. It just needs to be able to record 2 to 5 minute videos. And then optionally, if you decide to take the video option for our third paper, you will need something that could record that video. Okay? So in this course, we are doing 3 major projects. we are also doing a number of daily work. So our major projects are all worth 20% of the grade. Paper 1 is a rhetorical analysis. Paper 2 is an intersectional policy annotated bibliography. Paper 3 is an intersectional advocacy letter. The daily work, the major daily work that we have are discussions. So you'll participate in those. We also go through the full gamut of writing process. You write a rough draft. You get your rough draft peer reviewed, and then you in turn peer review two people's rough drafts, and you get points for that. After you go through that process, you write down a revision plan. You look at your rough draft, you look at your peer reviews and my comments, and you say, this is what I'm going to do to fix it. You fix it, and that should be what is in your final draft. And then also with your final draft, you will turn in a reflection like, hey, this is what I really liked about this paper. This is what I really didn't do so hot about in this paper, etc. You also get points for participating in a cyber cafe, which is, it's not exactly an off-topic discussion board, but it is in place of this sort of, hey, what's due chatter, or like kind of the questions about the course that don't always need an email to me. So the Cyber Cafe essentially is like, if you're having questions about the course or the structure or things that somebody else would need to know about as well, like it would benefit your other course mates, you'll post that on the Cyber Cafe. Alternatively, if you are crystal clear about everything in the class, you can participate in the Cyber Cafe as somebody who is an expert and answer all the questions. I'm totally fine with that. There is low pressure on this. You get 1 percentage point for participating on this. At the end of the 7.5 weeks, if I go in and you haven't participated on the Cyber Cafe at all, I can't give you those points. At the end of the class, there is a final reflection worth 3% of your grade, and then you will also put together a Digication portfolio, which is a collection of your major works in this class, worth 1% of this class. There are 3 major projects in English 102, and you must complete all 3 to pass the course, okay? Okay, so our course is structured. We are basically working on one of our 3 major papers the entire course. We move through the units. So we have 3 major papers. In each unit, we move through the writing process. So we have discussions. The discussion boards are meant to kind of get you working with some of the concepts and theories that we're working on rhetorically. So you'll read, some articles, and then you'll discuss them in the discussion boards. We do expansion work. So at least for project 1 and project 2, you do a topic proposal. Because project 2 and project 3 are continuations of each other, I don't need to see a topic proposal for project 3. We go through the drafting process. So you write a rough draft, you both give and get peer reviews, and then you also write a revision plan. In the revision process, you decide on a final paper. So you revise it and you make those decisions and you turn in a final paper. And then also with that final paper, you turn in a paper reflection. So we are basically working through the writing process the entire time. Our daily schedule is detailed, and we basically have due dates Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So this is just a snapshot of the syllabus. You'll notice I'm asking you to do anything that's listed to read and view before each assignment. So before you can participate on discussion...
It's 3 o'clock.
Excuse me. Before you can participate on discussion 1, you need to read all of the things and view all of the things before you can participate, right? The same thing for discussion 2. The same thing for discussion 3. You'll also notice that we kind of do multiple things at once. So discussion 1 and 2 will be going on at the same time. And then discussion 2 and 3 will be going on at the same time. And sometimes you'll have discussion replies due on the same day that you have a rough draft due. So you should be prepared to do multiple things for one day. Let's go this way. The layout of our Schoology site, so I'm not on that, but our Schoology site, the little menu over here kind of helps you navigate it. If you do the pull down tab, you can either click on materials or pull down the tab, and you'll get something like this. The folders available to you right now will be Start Here, Paper 1, and Discussion. Start Here has all the information on the nuts and bolts of this course, the syllabus, the welcome videos, the useful links, etc. Paper 1 has all of the information on Paper 1. It's got the assignment sheet. It's got any linked materials. It's got videos to help you with Paper 1. It's got citation help, things like that. Over here, I've screenshotted. On the right-hand bar will be the calendar. It's exactly what's in the syllabus, but I also put the things on the Schoology calendar. So it'll, your introductions are due 11:59 Friday, October 13th. This isn't, what I've screenshotted isn't a complete capture of it, but there'll be more there. So you have a lot of ways to understand what's due each day. You have the syllabus, which you should be following like a book. It is also reiterated in this calendar over here. And then pretty frequently I send out email reminders. I tell students not to get too comfortable with those email reminders, as, just like a normal person, I could forget to send out one day. But they are a helpful tool for you all. So definitely go into Schoology and play around and see how to get to things. And again, if you have questions about any of this, go to the Cyber Cafe, right? It's in the Start Here folder. The Cyber Cafe is located in here. And just like it says, it's the classroom's discussion about practices in the class, due dates, how to. I'm asking that when students have a question about the class, that you post in the online forum instead of emailing directly. If you have personal questions, like have a question about this grade, I certainly would rather you email me. But again, if you have a question that you think the rest of the class needs more information on, feel free to send that question over to me, feel free to post that question on the Cyber Cafe. Sometimes, just out of sheer, you've been looking and you can't find it and you're looking for a reading that we're supposed to do, post it on the Cyber Cafe. If somebody hasn't answered your question in 24 hours, I normally come on and say, hey, you must have not looked in the right place. The reading is right here. So definitely use the Cyber Cafe. You'll want to next watch. We didn't go over the discussions in this video, but you'll want to watch that. Those are a little bit more complicated, so I put those in their own video. Okay, thank you.